Hi, I'm Louise Fletcher and I help artists to find their own unique way of making art. Today I want to give you a sneak peek into a sketchbook I've just finished. I always love looking at artists' sketchbooks and I hope you'll enjoy this. Let's go have a look. So over the last few weeks I shared some of my process where I was painting on smaller pieces of paper, and then I had this whole studio wall with all of the pieces pinned up, and what I was doing was I was keeping working on them until I was happy with a piece, and then when I built up enough of a collection of pieces that I was happy with, I transfer them to a sketchbook. I've been asked by a lot of people what happens to them, so I thought I'd share this book with you. I keep any piece. These are not pieces I think are ideal paintings. They are pieces that hold something for me in them. In this case, it was the space and simplicity and the rough mark making. Here it was the loose mark making and the text. Here it was that splash of liquid paint more than anything. So I don't try and perfect each piece before they go in here, but they have to have something that I love or I am intrigued by. And if they have that, they can go in here. So this is a combination of pattern and rough organic brush marks that I loved so much. Here it's the combination of the hidden pattern in the form of the stripes and also the organic pattern, which is just made by dabbing a brush along, combined with everything else that's here. Sometimes I don't even exactly know why I love something. Here is the color combination of orange and this muddy green. Like here, I might not know exactly what it is. I think it's the sense of things being covered up. All I know is I choose the things that I love for some reason. And I trust that later I will figure out what it is. Like on here, I think it's the blue and black and orange, but also it's the way I've let the paint be messy and run into itself and not be tidied up. And I'm really working on being more organic in my paintings. My paintings tend to be very beautified, and the things in here are not beautified. They're raw and they're expressive. This is one of my favorite pieces. And what it is I don't often use neutral browns. And I really like the neutral browns and even the browny greeny greys, just with a little pop of saturated colour. I love everything about this one. Here it's simplicity, I think, of just a few colours. And here the pattern, often in here there is pattern. It's just organic, it's not a stencil, it's naturally made. It's the hidden writing that I like on here. So I'm always just looking for something that points me in the direction that I might want to go in my actual paintings. Here I think it's the hidden writing, and also these magenta, these stripes made like this keep coming in. Here's a different kind of stripe, and I don't know why they're coming in. Here I think it's the monochrome. You know, I could make each of these pieces a lot better if I kept working on them, but that's not the point. The point is to freeze them at the moment when I'm happy with something about the expression, and then save them to remind me, I suppose, to inspire me, to maybe generate ideas for the future, to help me remember that it's not all about making beauty, not traditionally thought of beauty, that my version of beauty, rough and scratchy and textured and organic, that my version of beauty might be just as valuable as the traditional ideas of beauty. Here it's the movement in the paint I'm enjoying. Same here, movement in the paint. Here, I don't know, just all the roughness of it I love. These crosses appear a lot too, and I'm just not sure why. And this is the last piece in the book because I've used up all of the pages. Now, I always keep this side clear. This is not an expensive sketchbook, it's just regular paper. The paper I'm painting on is a little bit more expensive. It's sea white 300 GSM drawing paper. But this is just an average cheap sketchbook. I think it cost me £7. And so I'm not bothered about leaving empty pages. The empty pages are there partly to allow each piece to breathe, so I can actually look at each piece, but also if I want to make any notes when I'm coming back to this about anything, if I want to remind myself about what I want to take away from it, then I've got space to do it. So that is a newly completed book. And I have so many of these books because this kind of creativity never dries up. You can always find something new. You can always play with paint and paper. And you can just build up this amazing collection of books. And I know some people feel like art's not worthwhile unless they can put it up for sale and someone else can buy it. But I don't feel that way. I feel that this work is just as valuable as anything I make and sell to other people. I love being able to keep it for me, and it's my record of myself. So even the worst page in one of these books, and certainly not every page is a painting I'm proud of as a painting, but I'm proud of it as my expression. It's all me. As imperfect as this is, compositionally, color-wise, whatever the issues with it are, it symbolizes my acceptance of myself creatively. That not everything I make has to be perfect. That is where I was that day. That is how I felt when I made that. And I'm just accepting it. I'm putting it in the book and I'm saving it as a record. And what that means is that I'm also learning to accept other things about myself or about my life. That's it from me. Drop me a comment if you found any of this helpful, or if you have a similar process, let me know how you create your ideas. As always, like and subscribe, please. It really helps me. I'll see you next time.